What's up, everybody? Are you going to speak? Or are you going to be mute for the episode?
Where these intros that you've been doing,
Yeah, I
man?
don't
What's up, everybody?
What's up? I don't know.
Never mind.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Chef May I Call podcast, everybody. Where
Sponsored
we talk
by me and you. Brought to you by the letter C.
Oh God, how's everybody doing today? How are you doing today? I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time.
No, it's false. We just worked together all week.
Okay, for 2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks?
It was 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Okay,
We haven't had this is our first weekend off in about 2 weeks.
so
We're a little busy. We're doing a tasting for a project that we can't announce yet.
we cannot.
No.
But the tasting went well.
We did a good
Only a few retastes the next day, which is great.
It was very good.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah. I also don't like doing tastings that big. You and I have the same premise. It was a lot of items. It was like 39 items.
It was 39 items in one tasting.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest tasting I've ever done.
Yeah. A tasting of that magnitude probably would have been about 4 days.
It was also not the healthiest of foods.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like it wasn't
pizza, burgers,
smoked
mac
and
meat,
cheese, so much meat.
Yeah.
I wasn't even eating everything, and I had the meat sweats.
Yeah. So it was a lot of food, but they made it through it.
Yeah, I mean, it was also not hard, but it was also a difficult one because it's not in Chicago.
Correct. We're not opening it in Chicago. So we did the tasting in Chicago, but we are opening not in Chicago. So
channeling that market.
Yeah.
Which I was able to bring my childhood.
Yeah.
And my experience.
Can we also, speaking of this concept, go to the point that no one is going to ride a train with Ken anymore?
No, absolutely not. The worst. So we have to take the train because we're economical.
Don't have to, but yes, we are economical.
We're taking the train. Yeah. It's really not that bad. Amtrak.
No, you get to work.
Yeah, it's fine. But we take the Amtrak. But every time one of our partners is on there, you good? You got your mic?
Just moving into the table a little bit closer.
There it is.
Right. Sorry.
Can't edit that out.
That's fine. We're real life. People like real life. It's like reality TV.
He's always late. He always makes the train late.
He does, yeah. Or it has to be like one time I had to take a cab or an Uber from Joliet to where he was going.
Yeah. Well, he did that to himself. He had to go by himself. But I told us a story. It was with two ladies, and they were all going to River North together. So
yeah.
Ken was on here with his wife, guys. So it was one of the first few episodes. I think it was our first interview, actually.
Maybe. Yeah, because we had to redo Scott.
Yeah, we did. That's fine. But yeah, if you guys ever have to take a train with Ken, basically don't take a train with Ken because you will be delayed by hours.
Yeah. Both the chefs that were working with us were both delayed.
Was he delayed too the next day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Not a knock at Amtrak. Amtrak, you guys are doing great. Keep up the good work.
Well, you had the nice train the last time you went came back.
I did, and it was. I will say one thing: the hospitality on the train, on the Amtrak, was very nice. Everybody is very kind.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really interact with many people. It was more so like, let me see your ticket, and then I went to get a drink. The time that I was on,
but I mean, on the way back, I got a bottle of water and a alcoholic beverage. Because
Did you get the Basil Hayden again?
No, I didn't. I just got a White Claw because I was like, all right, here we go.
Feeling yourself.
I was just like not in the
you were channeling your inner college student.
Yeah, but I got a nice little San Pellegrino, and because they do offer a free beverage for
business.
Correct.
Oh, an alcoholic beverage.
No.
Oh, just
a non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
So I got a soda water. I got a San
kind
Pellegrino. They only had black cherry.
Not my favorite.
It's fine.
No, that one's not my favorite, and the lime is not my favorite.
I don't really drink White Claws.
I don't either. I'm more High Noon now. More if I have to choose a seltzer.
But that's vodka, so it's a little different.
High Noon is vodka.
High Noon's vodka.
Which one's tequila?
High Noon has tequila.
Yeah, they have both.
Too.
Yeah.
Everybody does everything now.
Well, I think White Claw now has a version that has.
They do, and vodka. I don't think it's doing well.
Yeah. Well, I think High Noon captured the market
on the vodka seltzers.
Well, I think what ended up White Claw was very big, and then High Noon came in, and then they at some point crossed paths. And
because drinking a
White
Claw is like drinking a beer.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
I mean, it's like the same carbs and everything. I think.
Yeah.
They're drinking like a Mick Ultra.
Yeah.
Just having a moment.
It is.
Mick Ultra, man. It is having a moment.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. My brother Nico is just like all about Mick Ultra
Is he?
lately. Yeah, it's
I could see that.
you know what I mean? It's he goes, it's lighter.
Yeah.
So
What does your dad drink? If he has to drink beer, I feel like he's a lighter guy too.
he drinks lighter beers.
Is he like a Peroni?
So I introduced him to a Peroni, and he had one, and it was
Like game changing.
Yeah, he was like, "This
Well,
is
it's very
great."
much like because Peroni is it's Italian,
Yeah.
and so they like that Greek, Portuguese,
No,
like they're
he loves
all in
it.
the same.
He's been drinking another beer lately. He just got it at the bar.
Rolling Rock.
No. He told me he had a couple with the Yuling.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, he got a keg and he had a couple.
How many taps does he have at Poor Boys?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I think he's got 10.
And it's double sided.
No, he's got one on one wall.
Of
That's
10?
a 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And 6 on the other. He
Okay.
might have more. He's probably gonna get mad at me. False advertisement. And then his coolers. He's got the new glass coolers, so you can see.
Because he
in.
just had doors for a
He
lot.
just had the
stainless
doors,
steel
yeah.
doors.
And
yeah.
then when one was going out, he just started replacing them.
Upgrade.
Um,
Does he feel like he sells more, but people can see it now?
yeah, but at the same time, his clientele, like
They're Rolling Rock.
no, it's Bush Light, baby.
Oh, Bush Light.
Yeah, they
No
like what they like what they like. They want a light beer. They want to sit there and they want to sit there and hang out and talk to people.
Yeah.
And if you drink, a cup of Alpha Kings or something like that, like
Yeah.
it's not the same.
No.
If you have 3, you're full bloated, burping, and probably drunk.
Yeah.
You have 3 Bush Lights.
Yeah.
You're cracking
fine.
open the 4th.
Yeah. Or you're eating.
Or you're eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then after an Alpha King, you're not really like, let me
Yeah.
eat.
It's like a Guinness.
We're gonna talk about Guinness.
I know, but I'm saying, it's a comparable to like that heavy beer, which I'm not a huge fan of.
I don't feel that way. We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
some things today, guys.
Yeah.
Why don't we just transition into
Sure.
it?
You want to tell them what the episode's about today?
Yeah, guys. So
Brought to you by the internet.
brought to you by the internet and brought to you by chefs from everywhere.
Mhm.
So we did a little research because we were in menu development, and
Mhm.
you start researching trends.
Correct.
You start doing this in like November, October of the year prior,
And hope that it's accurate.
and then now we're in March, so
Correct.
we're seeing like what is actually
Coming to fruition.
correct. Thank you for finishing my sentences.
I saw you struggling from across the room.
What is actually happening? So now we're in March, so we're a couple months in, and it's
Correct.
what are we actually seeing?
Besides the tariffs. Besides food costs on the rise, everybody. Besides fucking
this is a
$18 dozen
we're
eggs.
fucked.
Yeah.
So food trends 2025.
Yeah.
This is brought to you by a combination,
Okay.
right? But mainly from Food and Wine magazine.
Okay, so you're gonna mention one and we're gonna discuss it, right? I'm
Yes.
assuming this is how it's gonna go.
Yes, that's usually how a conversation works.
Perfect. I'm not used to those.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. My notes. Food trends 2025
Okay,
brought to you by
shoot.
Food and Wine Mag. Okay. Health conscious snacking.
Agree.
And then they said hummus. And I
I don't know
really
if
just
that's-
wanted
I
to
don't know if
say,
that's very
where
healthy.
the fuck did that actually, where everyone eats hummus?
Yeah, but
And where did that go? That's not like a trend.
I would say that I don't know if necessarily know it's health conscious snacking or the idea of health conscious food.
No, it was health conscious snacking.
I know, but I'm saying, but I would asterisk with that. I think people are more knowledgeable about where their food comes from, and so I think that it's not just snacking. I would not classify it as just snacking.
Well, they're saying like this trend is more on
Health conscious snacking. I
Yes.
hope not, because
people have always been health conscious, but then their snacks are their guilty pleasures.
I
or
hope
they're
not, because we
cheating.
will stop selling as many wings.
The wings aren't going anywhere. Babe.
I'm saying, but like I think if you're going out to eat,
And a wing isn't a snack. Bro, I'm talking like you're sitting at home watching a movie, and instead of eating a bag of Cool Ranch fucking Doritos,
Uh-huh.
you're going to eat pita chips and hummus. You're going to
Maybe.
eat carrot sticks and a green goddess dip made with Greek yogurt.
maybe. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
You're not going to eat a bag of Takis.
I don't know
and
many
then
people that do
regret
that
it.
anymore.
A lot of people still do that, and then they regret it in the morning when
Yeah.
they're fucking shitting fire.
Yeah. I will say,
Okay.
for those that
And they keep getting hotter. Have you had the blue ones?
I haven't, I can't remember the last time I had a Taki.
Oh,
They're not my favorite. I think
Diana likes Takis.
I probably
My
had them
sister
like
likes Takis.
twice in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a Doritos guy. I am a Doritos like the nacho and the Cool Ranch. That's like. I also like Funyuns.
Dude,
They slap.
Funyuns.
They slap.
Funyuns are so underrated.
They are. They're very underrated. Love me a Funyun.
So underrated.
And they come in that like I don't know if it still is because I haven't had a Funyun in probably a decade. It comes in that metal like I don't know. I guess they all come in that like aluminum-ish bag. I guess they all.
It's
do.
a chip bag, dog. What do you mean an aluminum bag? I was like, this guy's talking about chips in the 70s.
Yeah,
It's like the fuck
those
is
came
he
with
talking
asbestos.
about? So what do you think? I mean, I don't think that this ever went anywhere, and I think that Food and Wine magazine was probably just writing stuff.
No, I think that people are more health conscious. You and I have gone on health conscious. So
I've always been fairly health conscious.
okay.
So have you. I'm not.
Yeah, but we tend to like let's
Then sometimes we're just bad.
Right, but
sometimes we're just bad,
I would
bad
say
girls.
80% of the time we're bad.
Yeah, we're bad.
Right. So like now we're probably like 90% good. You and I.
Okay. Yes.
Like we're walking around with our fucking protein bottle shakers as if we're somebody now.
I did have one on the way over here. Thank you
I
very
had
much.
as well. I had one in my car machine, but now we've decided that after coming to terms with how we look on camera,
Yes.
that we look like we ate ourselves.
Okay.
So we had to like the lens was only going to go so
We
wide.
just had to bring it in. We had
Yeah.
to make it tight. We were getting a little loose.
Yeah.
We needed to get a little tight.
So,
all right. It was the winter, guys. That
yeah,
happens to us.
It does. So I would say that I do think it's becoming more prevalent. Although I would like to not disclaim, but just some friendly advice. Don't get the pre-cut veg and fruit at the grocery store. That's how you get E. coli. That is the biggest
That's
source.
always the first one to go.
Yeah, that is the biggest. So those that don't know, that is the biggest source of E. coli in supermarkets. Not that they are having some kind of issue, but because you're cutting the vegetables and you're cutting the fruit and all that stuff. So you really should cut it at home. Get yourself a good knife. And it's cheaper because you got to pay for like one of those containers of carrots is like $7. And I can buy like 30 pounds of carrots for $7. And people are like, well, it takes so much time. I'm like, well, I don't really. It takes me 10 seconds to cut a carrot.
It really doesn't. Also, if you guys needed a recommendation on cutting boards or knives, please let us know.
Yeah. I am a creature of habit in terms of my knives.
I know you like your globals.
I do like my globals. But yeah, just cut your own veg at home and fruit. So I would I don't know if it's necessarily a trend of 2025. So, but I think it's always been there. So I don't know.
That's why I think they were just like writing some stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. When because it came out in. This came out when?
It was 2025.
2025.
I don't remember the exact date. But
Yeah, I would say. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that people want a little bit more health conscious.
when they go out as well. You know this. I'm always the one that says, "Well, we got to make this, a little lighter."
The thing that I would say is like, if you're eating healthy, you're eating healthy. But like, if I want a Cool Ranch, like nothing's really going to crave that. Nothing's really going to change the craving of that.
Absolutely not. It's not eating the whole bag.
Okay, easier said than done.
I understand. Hey, you know what I did yesterday?
What'd you do?
Jackie wanted to go get some milkshakes.
And you did not?
No, we did.
Oh, where'd you go?
Oberweis. Because there's one right by my place.
How was it? Did you get a small as opposed to a large?
No, it's regular and large.
Okay.
The regular is 16 ounces.
That's big.
I did not finish it.
Yeah. What kind of milkshake did you get? Let me guess.
You're going to be so wrong because I was so out of character yesterday.
Okay, then
I was being so bad. But guess.
Because I would have guessed something like pistachio or something.
They didn't have pistachio. Otherwise, I would have. Like a pistachio banana.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have mixed it.
You wouldn't have got a pistachio banana.
No, I like pistachio.
Anyway, what do you think I would have gotten?
I don't know what flavors they had. So like pistachio is my first choice.
It's
for you,
dog. It's chocolate, banana, strawberry, peanut butter, vanilla, malt.
You didn't get malt. Or maybe you got like a banana malt. What'd you get?
I got a strawberry banana.
Okay, close.
It was weird.
Was it?
No, like I normally don't do that.
What would you normally get?
Like a peanut butter banana, chocolate banana kind of thing.
Well, strawberry banana is popular. They have yogurt flavors.
But I wouldn't have.
Normally,
I wouldn't have done that.
So did you feel like you were being health conscious because you had the strawberry banana?
I looked at Jack and I was like, we can't finish these.
Yeah.
This is like this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
We both did not finish them. We got
because they don't have like a small version.
Bro, I just want a few sips, man. That's
like
why I always go over there. I get the kids scoop.
Yeah, that's when I go to. I mean, depending, but like recently,
depending how we're feeling,
depending on how the tasting went. I've been known to put like down like a pint from like the bigger cup from Cold Stone. I love Cold Stone.
Here's the thing: can I do it? Yes,
but I've gone now to the smaller one.
But
or sometimes I'll go to a cone because it's all
on our
there is.
journeys right now. We're on another journey.
But you can't deprive yourself.
Correct.
from those things. So like,
But do you know how much one of those milkshakes are?
I
in
can only,
calorie count?
I would probably guess.
I'm just talking calories. And you can't always just
Sure.
count calories because that doesn't really do anything.
Sure, I
We know
would
that.
guess probably 16 ounce. You said
It was like 12 or 16 ounces. It was a big
I would probably
fucking
guess
count.
like 840 calories.
It was 1,200 to 1,600 calories.
Did you get the whipped cream?
It just comes with it. And it
You
comes
could
with
say
the,
no.
It comes. Okay, how are you not going to get the whipped
I'm
cream?
saying, but that's where that's a lot of the calories are too.
No, it's the full fat fucking milkshake, dog.
Yeah. But you could save some calories when I get whipped cream.
And then it's not like real strawberries.
No.
Okay. So anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did not finish them yesterday.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here today.
You'd be on the toilet
I'd
still.
be fucking clenching that porcelain.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
And this one you might actually know a little bit
Sure.
little bit about.
Sure.
I
I don't know much.
cocoa
Yeah.
and spices,
Okay.
but more on the sense of where they are coming from. So where they're sourced. So how people have a preference on coffee,
Mm-hmm.
they are now having a preference on where their cocoa comes from and where their spices come from.
I disagree.
Okay.
I believe that
Let's
people
talk about it.
I think people will go for like the organic. That's the first thing they'll go for. So they don't really care where it comes from. And that's also a misconception. This whole organic movement, like there's still pesticides on it. It could be organic, but it's coming from fucking the other hemisphere.
Correct.
And so now so I don't necessarily agree with that mentality. I'd much rather it be sustainable.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like they're looking for spices and cocoa that is like coffee. Coffee has had a big sustainable movement.
I think people will go to the grocery store and still get the Dunkin' brand, or they'll still get the Green Mountain brand. I think people will just get the cocoa that they have.
Like Hershey's cocoa?
No, it's not really. I mean, that's cocoa powder. Like I think that there are other brands that are probably a little bit better than that. But I think that if you're a baker, you care more where it comes from because it does affect your.
Well, you do say, well, everybody wants to be a baker.
They do.
Now everybody's a pastry chef.
Well, if you looked around, if you've been on TikTok recently, everyone is everybody, right? I paid to go to school for it. People are making millions and not going to school for it.
Well, that's a whole other episode.
But I don't think people. I don't know. I don't think people care where their cinnamon comes from. I don't think people care where their.
But that's what they're saying is people are becoming more conscious on this.
Yeah,
and they are becoming a little bit more aware. Once again, not only like where their tomatoes are coming from, but also where now their spices are
different.
coming from.
I think people have always been want to be aware of where their produce is coming from. And again, I'd rather it be local than organic for me. But I don't really think people care where their salt comes from, where their pepper comes from. Maybe you have the people that are like, I only cook with Himalayan pink salt, and that's because that's a health thing, right? Do I think where people care where they get their oregano from? No.
Greek oregano.
Number
One oregano.
I don't think people care where their oregano
number
comes
one
from.
oregano in the world.
I don't think so. I don't think people care where their chili powder comes from. I don't think people care where their cinnamon sticks come from, their vanilla beans. I think the normal person currently now specifically is looking at what the price point is. Do they care if, it's coming from Mexico? Like, is the vanilla bean coming from Mexico or Madagascar? I don't think so.
I'll tell you one thing. When there was that shortage on vanilla bean,
telling me,
and we had to get that bonk ass shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
It tasted like plastic.
Yeah,
and an ass. It was so bad.
Can we get off the fucking backs of the fucking bakeries? First, it was the vanilla.
Yes.
Before that was butter. And then vanilla. And now it's the fucking eggs. You can't get your goddamn break. Pretty soon we're going to have fucking locusts
Is this why you guys have such a chip on your shoulder?
Pretty soon we're going to have fucking locusts eating all the wheat and we're going to be out of flour next.
Well, now you just fucked yourself. So now that's what's going to happen.
I don't know what's next. I mean, seriously, like, for those that don't know, like, eggs have, like, I mean, obviously you're seeing it at the grocery store, but imagine what you buy in eggs. We buy at the bakery, we buy them in 15 dozen boxes. Like, the boxes holds 15 dozen. We're buying 10 to 20 to 25 a week. So do the math there.
So if your pastries are more expensive.
And we're a diner on top of it. So it's a bakery and diner. So, like, literally, it's just like
diners are on the list too. Get excited.
Bend over and take it in the ass here a little bit on the fucking eggs. Better off getting the farm.
We should just get chickens in the back alley at Westtown. There you go.
I don't know. I think the city would have an issue with that. But yeah, so to go back to the point, I don't think people care. I think people that are bakers like the idea of, whether it's Dutch processed or not Dutch processed on the cocoa powder, but
It's Dutch processed. I didn't even know this.
There's an alkaline that's added to it so that when you're baking, depending if you use baking soda, there's like a whole science behind it. But I don't think, again, I've used vanilla beans from Mexico. I've used vanilla beans from Madagascar. Is there a difference? Yes. But I think the normal person that's just cooking for their family cares more about maybe it being organic. That's like their shtick, and less about where it came from. Okay. But that's just my opinion.
All right. Well, let's see. We're in March.
We are in March.
Let's see where we're at, in a few months.
Sure. We can revisit. We can do this episode part 2.
The next one is fun.
Okay. What is it?
Mushrooms. The illegal kind.
I'm sorry. The illegal?
Illegal.
Psychedelics. Got it. Okay.
Shrooms, as the kids say. Okay.
God damn. You're just making us seem like we're goddamn 90. I know that we have white hairs, but fuck. You don't have to add to it.
Somebody just commented on that yesterday on my beard. All right, guys, leave me alone.
And Friday.
Who did it on Friday?
John Aldape.
He did. Son of a bitch. Fucking bright and early bringing it up.
No, it was like 11 a.m.
Still.
Okay, go ahead. So finish your thought.
It's before noon. You could still put milk in your coffee, according to Italians, okay? That means it's early.
Got it.
Basically, what's happening now is chefs, while they had weed dinners,
cannabis,
yeah, are now doing shroom dinners.
Okay,
where they're
microdosing
food.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a new pop up that's been happening.
Sure. What is what are they saying?
It's the trend. Like that's what's happening.
It's a trend.
Yeah.
I could see it.
As well as crisp dry mushrooms like crackers.
The illegal kind.
The real kind.
Oh.
Or not the real, the legal kind.
Mushroom cracker. I don't know if I've had that. I have taken the food grade, I should say, mushroom. I don't know what I'd call it now. I've made powders with it, but I guess you can make a cracker with that. I don't know. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to like have I have used them, but like a dried mushroom in a dish, but I don't want to be like going and getting handfuls of dried mushroom to eat in my house like a potato chip.
I don't know, man.
People
do mushroom coffee.
Sure, I tried that. I don't think
we got to give it. I think we got to give it another.
I don't think it did anything for me because I went through this like thing, and we'll get back to the psychedelics in a second. I went through this thing where it was like mushroom coffee, and then the butter pad coffee, and
the butter coffee was disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't care who says it. And Kirigako, I'm looking at you, man. I'm not putting butter in my.
Does
he
still do it?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think so. I'm not doing it anymore.
I mean, if we were going to compare physiques of us and him, we probably should listen to what he says.
He's fine.
I'm just saying he's a personal.
I've seen some of the things
certified personal trainer.
He eats white rice and that's it.
Doesn't eat brown rice, really?
I've seen him. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they mix and match, but
anyway,
when he's training, some of the things he tells me that he eats.
What does he train for now?
It depends if he's doing a show or.
Does he do bodybuilding shows? Interesting.
Yeah.
Is he like because I train for, and this only happens twice a year. I like to do runs. I don't race like to get to the first. I'm usually not. But like half marathons and like I'd like to do those. So does he ever do those? They're taxing on the body for sure.
No, he does weightlifting.
Yeah. I will weightlift. It's not my favorite thing to do. Like I do it because I should do it, right? And so like I will upper body, lower body. I don't go into like Monday is back day and Tuesday shows. Like I just go upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, and then every day I do core, and then every day I do an hour of cardio.
Pretty standard,
right? But a lot of people will be like, "Well, Monday is only shoulders.
Monday is my left arm. Tuesday is my right arm."
Yeah,
I know.
Again, I am not that invested in it.
These are the people that are putting butter in their coffee, though.
It may be. Here's the thing. I think soon enough, psychedelic mushrooms will be legal in this country.
Oh, interesting.
I do. They have gone through studies, and the crime, like people have committed crimes, right? They did the study on crimes, and psychedelic mushrooms were the least. People that were on it committed the least amount of crime, even less than cannabis.
Yeah, because they're just chilling, dude.
Right. Like, I mean, if you're going around and you're fucking taking massive amounts and you fucking, but that's with anything, right? You're getting out of control. That's one thing. But like, I think the idea of taking it and, relaxing or just enjoying the trip that you're going on. I don't see why not. I don't know. I don't know if it's legal, so like it's hard to say like this is a trend. Like if it became legalized, I think it'd be more popular. But you would have to do this on the DL because
I mean, this is an underground operation. That's why like, I think
yeah,
what it sounds like is chefs are doing it in like their homes.
sure, yeah. I guess yeah.
Because then you imagine like you got 10 people in there tripping balls in your
but
apartment.
you're not dosing them enough to like.
But still, like I don't know, like you don't know how some people are going to be
Sure,
affected
and I
by
think
it.
that, and I think if you're going to go down,
also you got these strangers coming in your house, dude, not taking off their shoes.
even the damn shoes. I think it will become legal in time. The cannabis did, so I don't see why not. I think you just have to be careful. Like I think that you can. Someone having a cannabis is more of like they're relaxing, right? They are being mellowed out. Again, to your point, you never know what happens to somebody when they're on a trip, right? They could go off the rails. They could because there have been also,
And then on top of it, you're probably drinking. You're probably gonna have a couple glasses of wine.
Yeah. So that doesn't help. And I know that there have been studies about. I just like to read, apparently. So I read a lot of studies. There have been studies that people that have the potentially the gene or the something that causes schizophrenia, that tripping can trigger it, where you become schizophrenic. So, I think there's more variables you got to be careful about. So I don't know. Like, do I think it's a trend? I think people have been shrooming for a long time.
Yes, but now
Putting it with
chefs
food,
are putting it in food.
more power to them. Who are we to judge?
You know what? I don't really care. Whatever brings awareness to the restaurant industry and makes people some money, so we can keep doing this.
Yeah.
This thing.
I think it's a different level of experience that you would go through. Like we've all been through
100%.
tasting menus, and I have not done a cannabis dinner. I've not been to one, but like I just think it's a different level of experience that I would potentially try. Like I know that there are the dinners that like it's very interactive and the screen is coming down and like there's something on my table from a projector and all that stuff.
What about like those dark dinners where like you're just sitting in the dark? I don't know if that's my jam.
I much rather. So there's a place. So when I was on Food Network, there was one of the judges, Joseph Youssef. He has a restaurant in London. I think it's in London. I'm pretty sure it's in London. And they do a lot of like that interactive sensory. I mean, I would love to go to his restaurant one day, but it's a very cool concept. I think that is really cool. I think eating in the dark, with like just hearing people chew, like that's not necessarily my cup of tea. I also like, not that I don't smell my food, like in the sense, like I know some people like will pick up their food and always smell it before they eat it.
I have a friend that does that.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't do that. And you should never do that in a restaurant. I think that's odd. But I'd like to at least see the food that I'm eating.
Yeah, like that's part of it. That's part of it. You eat with your eyes first.
Otherwise, you're just gonna like if you're not gonna see it, then why plate it well? Just put it in a bucket and I'll eat it out of the bucket.
That's what I'm saying.
So like there really isn't much. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of those.
I think that what I pay to go and do it, probably not. If somebody's if somebody's like, "Yo, we want you to come to this dark dinner," yeah, I'd go.
I don't know.
Like, how do you dress up? Do you just rock sweatpants? Am I just wearing
please do not come to restaurants in sweatpants.
You know what I mean?
I hate sweatpants.
I can wear my juicy sweatsuit. You know what I mean?
No. I was actually talking to somebody about sweatpants. I own one pair of sweatpants that I wear in the house, only in the house. I don't wear it outside of the house, even to the gym. If it's freezing, I have other attire I can't stand sweatpants. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know. It's just don't come for me on that. It's just for me. It's a personal thing.
It took me a long time.
No.
It took me a long time to go out in sweatpants. I go out in sweatpants or like joggers or something like I'm not wearing like sweatpants. I don't know, but like I'm wearing like nice athleisure wear.
Yeah, and let me preface it that
like
I don't
the
care
grocery store.
I don't care if other people wear sweatpants. This is just that I don't wear sweatpants.
This is our mothers projecting on us. That's
correct.
What this is.
Yeah, I didn't own I don't think I owned a pair of sweatpants. I did own as a kid, and those I'm definitely going to date myself on this one. The swooshy pants.
Hell yeah!
But with the jacket, and it was like that weird like blue purple color.
You had that too?
I did. Or I had the green one too.
My mom has a picture of me and my two brothers.
Yeah.
in like a professional like JCPenney like
remember those?
yeah
Where you'd be like in the brandy glass.
yeah. We have it. I'll have to have her find it and send it over to us.
Yeah. So I personally don't wear sweatpants. I'm not a fan. There are people that look attractive in sweatpants. More power to you. I don't.
He wears jorts to the gym, guys.
I don't. I wear basketball shorts, and then if it's cold outside, I wear those. I don't know what they're called, but they go
in spandex, dog.
Yeah, I guess is it spandex? I don't think it's not the spandex brand. It's the whatever the brand is. I don't remember.
Bro, you're wearing like leggings, dude. I got you.
Leggings, yeah.
It holds everything together. I got you.
I mean, I'm not looking about holding everything down because it'll freeze my ball sack off when I walk outside.
Well,
it's fucking 7 degrees outside.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Diners.
Diner is in the guest or diner is in the establishment?
The guest. No, dog, the establishment.
I mean, I have overseen one for 13 years.
But what I'm saying is, like, did they really ever go anywhere?
I think so.
You think diners went somewhere?
I do.
Where did they go?
I just think people...
Because all Greeks keep opening them up and they're doing just fine.
No, I think that diners became, as places opened up, I think these coffee shops, which again, everyone... the more we have, the better, right? Like the more the people are opening places, it just helps the industry and helps the economy. So again, I'm not saying that people shouldn't have, but these coffee shops opened up and technology opened up where you could do a breakfast sandwich in 25 seconds, right? And so I think people got away from the idea of eating as a diner. In a diner, excuse me. I remember growing up, we had Friendlies. So shout out to the East Coast. I'm from the East Coast. Friendlies, which I have yet to meet a chain diner that can compare to Friendlies. Like IHOP doesn't, and I don't know many other chain. Like they're a diner.
Well, I mean, we got to go.
We do.
You got to take me because you never take me anywhere nice.
Every time I go home to visit my mom, I always go to Friendlies. That's one of our breakfasts, and I always get the lumberjack, and she always gets the Western omelet. But growing up as a kid, she loves a Western omelet.
A Western omelet,
she
a
loves
woman
it.
After my own heart.
Yeah, and then their home fries are the cube potatoes.
Okay.
But Friendlies is big out there. What were we saying? Oh, the diners.
Diners. They're saying that diners are coming back. You know what I mean?
I would say that diners are coming back in the sense that people like that. Like there's something nostalgic about it. Mm-hmm. And I think there's something about the idea of going out to eat for breakfast. Like I'm not a breakfast person, right? Like generally in my life, right? Like I wake up in the morning, I go to the gym, I have a protein shake on my merry way to the day. But there's something I think... being able to go to a diner with your family, I think it's just nostalgia. And a lot of people didn't grow up with diners. I know that. But so, yeah, I think there is. But I will say that I think that people are, what they expect out of a diner is much more than what I grew up with.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you went to a diner, you knew what you were walking into, like potentially like leaving blind. No, I'm joking. But there's something nostalgic about a diner, like when you sit down and they have like the jelly cups in the caddy.
Yeah, I mean, when I was reading this, I think that it was a lot more of it to do with price point.
Because here's the thing: not now with eggs.
No. Well, here's the thing: we're having to charge a lot, right?
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah,
but it's literally to keep our heads above water.
Yeah. I don't think people realize what actually goes. We could do a whole episode. We should do the next episode about this. Is that like what actually goes into like costs of a restaurant? Yeah. Like it's not like, again, we can all talk about what minimum wage should be, and we're not getting into politics of it. But like every person that's like minimum wage is going up again in Chicago in July, and so people that were normally, and the city is trying to get rid of the tip credit on top of it. So we're going to have to pay, if it passes, we're going to have to pay those people that normally make tips what they would be comparable to. So if someone makes, let's just say $30 an hour because it's a Sunday, we're going to have to pay them $30 an hour to keep them. All right. So, but go ahead. I digress.
That's not going to work.
Right. I digress. But yes, the people are much more conscious about what they spend.
Yeah. But like we're still having to charge $17 for a skillet.
Correct. I think that now,
that is John Vlahos's like biggest thing.
That is too expensive.
Oh my God. It drives him up a wall.
My parents,
but at the same time, it's like, you got to think that what goes into everything. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these like older Greek dudes, like they're still dicing potatoes. I think they're still doing all this because like they are like, they have this in them. They're like, no, I'm not going to buy these diced things, or they're like, I'm not buying diced onions. I'm not buying diced peppers. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
So they got to sit there and pay for somebody to sit back there and cut everything. So that's another thing.
I will say I think it's a generational thing because I remember for the longest time. Before I went to college, I worked at a restaurant. And before that, I worked at a bakery. And before that, I was a dishwasher. So that's how I got my start in the career, in the industry. But like my parent, like I think it's a generational thing. Like my parents would like tip like $4 on the bill. And only until after I graduated college, because most of the time when I go visit them, I pay because like I haven't seen them in a while. And so like if it's a bill of $70, I will tip 20%. And they're like, but they make an hourly rate. Like that's their mindset, right? They make an hourly wage. So I think it's just going back to your dad's point. It's just a generational thing. Like my mom thinks Chicago is super expensive, which it is compared to back home.
My dad thinks Chicago is very expensive,
and he lives in the suburb.
He lives an hour away.
Yeah. So I remember like telling when my mom comes to visit me, and we go out and get like whatever. It could be really literally anything, a pizza, right? And I'm like, well, I just paid $27, and she's like, I can get 3 pizzas at home for that price from our local pizza place.
Still
called Atlas Pizza, best pizza on the where I'm from.
That's wild.
Yeah, we know the owners. Like we've been going there for decades. But yeah,
like
but again, you also have to remember what your. So the other side is like if you're going to a place that's really cheap, like if you're going to Ponderosa Steakhouse, what steak are they using? Right, yes. They're using Select. They're not even using Choice. They're using literally like cow dick.
Can you serve a cow's? First of all, you said
whatever you want.
Cow dick. That's what you just said.
Steer, whatever.
There it is.
Yeah, you're getting the cow udder. You can serve whatever you want actually at a restaurant.
Oh my god!
It's considered offal. I guess I didn't realize I said cow and then dick. They don't have those guys. Anatomy 101.
Oh man, this really took a turn. Yeah. We were talking about diners, babe. We
We don't serve dick at ours. So there's that. But again, where you're going depends. Like if you're paying a nominal amount, you're probably getting subpar ingredients.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, and it's also like what people need to understand too, like, is everything has gone up, not just eggs, right? Like rents have gone up. Just the price of doing business has gone up. How much would you say in the last 5 years?
Well, it's tough. So I'll tell you this. I started with the company 13 years ago. And I remember when I brought in like European butter, which we use across the group now. And when I started using it, it was $88 a case for 36 pounds. And that was expensive, right? Because you could get butter for like you could get butter for $1 a pound when I started. So it was $36. And we were paying $88. Right now, butter over the course of is up to it's been very high, but it's been up to like $156. And that's low now. So right there alone, I remember 50-pound bags of flour used to be $15. Now they're like $45, $60. And that's the benchmark now, right? It's probably never going to come down again.
No.
Because what happens too is that people don't realize is once inflation kicks in and you raise your prices, most places don't go back down, right? So like if I'm buying from a purveyor and let's just say, during the pandemic is a perfect example, butter went up or eggs went up or produce went up, it has not come down.
So here's the thing: it's the same thing. Like with
you're
gas.
Used to that price.
We've already gotten used to paying
Correct.
for it. So like, why is it? There's no thing to come down. Like we all know this. Like
as much as it's the free market, it's not.
No. Diners, man.
So yeah, I do think they're coming. I think they're coming back, but I think that people are more again wherever you're going. If you're going to a Waffle House, like what you're getting yourself into.
I don't think I've ever actually.
I've been once, and it's not for your lifetime. If you know what you're getting yourself into, you know what you're getting yourself into. But I think people like a Greek diner or like our diner or back home, like I think people are more inclined to go back to those because again, you're in that spectrum of if you're going out to a 3 Michelin star restaurant, you're going to drop the cash, right? But people are conscious now. So on every other meal, if they're not cooking at home, they're going to that very low, like an inexpensive.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. All right, next one. French food. Now this they were talking about like it's coming from French food in the sense of home cooked French, like more country French.
Like Julia Child? Jacques Pepin?
Yes.
Okay. In a restaurant or people are just cooking it at home?
Both.
Okay.
This is what we're going to start seeing more of, right? And it's also stemming from the Olympics. We're still on this kick from Paris.
I think only thing that people really cared about in the Paris Olympics, and I would never be an Olympian. I'm not qualified to do that, right? Was Celine Dion making a comeback?
She did great.
She did. So like
she did great. Did you know they had her on a harness though?
They did. She overshadowed everything in the Olympics.
She crushed it.
She did. Which I'm happy because if you saw the documentary, like what she went through was ungodly. I don't know if I don't think that's going to make a comeback in restaurants. I think people that do French food, right? And I think that people that go through school, you learn that's your what do you call it?
Benchmark?
Yeah, not your benchmark. That's your foundation.
Foundation?
Yeah, that's your foundation.
We got there. We
did. That's your we should have a thesaurus up here. That's your foundation, right? You all learn French classical. Even on the pastry side, you learn French classical. And then from there, you evolve into your own style, or by the time you go to work here and there. So I think for those that have been in the industry or that are going to school, French will always be there. Do I think that people at home... maybe. I don't know. I think that was a thing in the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s when you had the Julia Child and Jacques Pepin. You don't see a lot of people cook like that anymore. I mean, it's very rich, right? And so like if you're cooking a coq au vin or you're cooking a beef bourguignon, I think you will cook those things, but I don't think it's like a regular, like every day I'm not cooking like escoffier.
I don't know if it's necessarily like escoffier. I think it's just more like the peasant food.
But I cook like that every day.
Yes, we do. You do.
But I think people cook like that every day and they don't realize it. They don't realize that it's coming from French influence.
Correct. But I think that we are going to see more of like, and continue to see more of those one pot kind of meals.
Sure. I think
but maybe slightly more elevated.
I don't know if you can elevate it. I think that like if you're going to make
you can, here's the thing, dog. You can make a fucking stew, or you can do something like making like a country style stew. Okay, cassoulet, right?
Sure.
Okay, prime example. You can fucking throw some beans in a pot, right?
Yeah.
And call it a day.
Correct.
But you can throw some, you can render out some nice bacon, let's say.
Sure.
Or cook it with ham hocks.
Sure.
Or have a couple different types of beans in there.
Okay.
Or have a nicer tomato product. Or, hey, we're going to throw a little brandy in there.
I don't know.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if I classify that as like making it upscale. I don't know.
Bro, you've seen how people cook at home.
No, I have.
Okay, you've seen some of these things. Right?
I find it somewhat disturbing how people cook at home a little bit, because I think that's a fundamental skill. Obviously, we do it for
to us. It's normal, and if you don't do it, it's weird.
But I'm saying I find it very disturbing when you see things how people cook at home. You're just like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Like the other day, I saw, no lie, I saw somebody put in an aluminum pan, which already, like you're cooking every day and you're cooking in an aluminum pan. Use a pot. They threw in the scallop potato mix, like you get from Spuds, or whatever, the pre-made stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking
about. It's basically a box mix. Instead of mashed potatoes, you would get scallop potatoes.
Like they're dried potato,
correct?
Like flakes, the potato flakes.
But they're sliced, so they're like scallop potatoes.
Never seen this before in my life, but carry on.
They threw it in a container in the hotel pan, and then they threw in peas, and then they threw in 2 massive hunks of ham, like ham steak, I guess.
And we know how much you love ham.
I hate ham.
That's why you hate this.
It could have been anything. And it wasn't rendered. So then now this is just going to boil at some point. And then they put in 2 sticks of butter, 2 cups of cream. They did some spices, more power to them. And then they put 2 cans of Bush's baked beans on it.
Hell yeah.
And then cheese.
You just threw that motherfucker in the oven.
Yeah. They mixed it a little bit.
This is what I'm talking about.
But that's what I'm saying.
Also people.
But that could be
I bet you this person actually knows how to cook, but he's like, fuck you, I'm going to get views and I'm going to get paid.
I don't know, but that's for those that are wondering, that is probably similar to a French dish somewhere.
Yeah, except it's... I don't know. Like, there's certain things where, like, I'm like, you don't have to, I'm not saying, like, we got to knock anybody, because there's people that just need to feed their families, and we got to move because we have soccer practice, we have school, we have homework, we have this. Sure. Like, there's a lot going on, right? Get a crock pot, cool. But
I will say this though: if you want people to eat healthy and you want people to understand food and everything, you again, I'm not trying to get political. The government has to step in and enough with the food deserts. People are literally there's places where you cannot find fresh produce in this country, which is a travesty. Like, if I were to run, here's the thing: if I were to ever be a politician, which I would never be a politician because
you couldn't.
I couldn't.
You
because
literally fucking could not.
I would just tell people how I feel and just tell them off right in the middle of Congress.
Look how that's working out for people.
Well, now it is, apparently. Is that people should have access to local food. The amount of food we throw away in this country because it's not the perfect apple, not the perfect tomato, whatever the hell the case is. You literally could take all that food and send it to places and give it away for free because you're throwing it away. And think about what the difference you would make in the world.
But there's no money in that.
Yeah, well, there's money in throwing it away. I leave you with that.
Less money because you don't have to. I'm playing devil's advocate here. It costs less money because then you don't have to pay for the transport.
Sure, that's fine.
And then the delivery and the people to run. It's just a whole.
It is. I get it.
Babe, I'm with you. We're not gonna solve.
We're not.
Hunger
I'm just
right
saying.
now.
Like, if you. But this is the issue with this country, and I don't know how we got on a tangent about this.
You've been going on tangents on every single thing.
Saying,
I'm just trying to keep. I got a list.
It's the medical industry continuing to keep us in a cycle where we get sick and we get sicker from what we eat, and then they just medicate us, and it's a cycle you can go back and forth and all around the world on it. Okay, so there's that, and you can take that to your fucking politics and put that in your pipe and smoke it, Congress.
All right. So next thing we're going to talk about fusion
before we get canceled by
We're
Congress.
going to talk about fusion.
Okay, go
We're
ahead.
going to fuse foods. Okay, no. So fusion. You're spicy today, and I'm the calm one.
I can't stand people. I can't.
I know, babe. I know.
People dying in the world.
Yep. Fusion. We're going to talk about fusion. Fusion, I guess. I don't think it ever really left, but I think the types of food that are being fused together. But here's the thing. It's always East and West coming together.
Okay.
Think about it.
Sure. Or
those are the
North
most
and South.
those are the most successful normally.
Or North and South. Tex-Mex. That's fusion.
Okay, it's the lateral.
North and South.
Okay, anyway. The fusion of like I can't remember. There were so many different things and a lot of different chefs are doing it. And you're seeing a lot more of it. Like there's a restaurant by me that just opened up and I think it's Indian and
I don't know.
Nepalese?
Nepali? Italian?
It's food from Nepal.
Oh.
Is it Nepalese?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. But it's food from Nepal, right?
Okay.
And I believe Indian and something else. Okay. But it's all coming together. And I was like, cool, that fucking makes sense. So I think we're going to see more of that, but just like a different run of fusion foods.
I don't know. I'm kind of... Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's like 2003 fusion.
No, but
you know what I'm talking about?
I like
wasabi mashed potatoes. It's not that.
I understand it. I just, having opened several restaurants, I think that you can have a certain dish that's maybe influenced by it. But when I opened the Portuguese restaurant, it was Portuguese, right? There wasn't a fusion. I wasn't putting wasabi in my mashed potatoes. And I think there's a place for it and more power to us. But I think that people who are going out to eat potentially might be more inclined to not be confused about what they're eating. So if I'm going to a place and I know that there's like I'm gonna be sitting in the dark, right? Like, and I know I'm going there, then I know I'm going there, right? But if I'm going to, let's say I want a Portuguese restaurant. I'm going to a Portuguese restaurant, but all of a sudden they got Coco Van and they've got, I don't know, poke.
Okay, that's just bad menu.
I'm just saying, but if I do a Portuguese poke, why not just do a Portuguese dish that has fish in it and come up with something that may be a little bit more inspired by that cuisine? You can do it.
Here's the thing: you could do whatever you want.
100%. I don't know if it's a trend. I think it's always been there. I think it's always going to be there. I think it's, again, I might get in trouble for saying this. I think that's it. It's people that are not focused on what they want to cook. I think it had its time and place. I think bringing cultures together, like Ming Tsai did it perfectly when he did Eats Meets West, right? With that TV show. And it was like American food with introducing spices, right? And introducing cooking techniques. But I think if you're going to go that route, you can't just say, I'm going to put these two together because I think I like that.
Yes. But I think that that's just being successful and not successful. So you could do whatever you want.
But if you're not educated in them, is my concern.
Yeah, but that's not what this is. This discussion is.
I know.
You're saying, okay, we're saying that this is a trend that's happening.
I don't think it's a trend. I think it's always been there. I think it's going to always be there. And there's people that do it well, and there's people that do it poorly.
Yes,
and that's
it.
Yeah.
We're not telling people that they can't do poke.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it does confuse.
Hold on, what would a Portuguese poke be? You could. What would you do? It would be tuna.
It would probably be tuna. And we probably would still most like it would be more like a salad niçoise. I would gather, which is basically, for those that don't know, playing along with the home version, you basically cook sear the outside and the inside is very raw basically, not very raw, it's raw. And then you would do some kind of vinaigrette or something. So that I would say probably be the closest. Yeah, that would be my guess. I mean, I haven't really thought about it because I didn't go down that road when I did the menu.
Because you hate it.
I don't hate it. It's just, no.
Tex doesn't eat raw fish, guys.
I don't.
It's not a raw fish thing. Okay. And our final one. I need you to chill on this last one, okay?
I'm passionate, and I think that's what the viewers like.
You have been very passionate today. Today. Guinness. The beer.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay.
What?
It's trending because now it's zero. They have a 0% option, which is very popular right now because people are not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
which there is still alcohol in that.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I drink the full fat Guinness. Okay. They're splitting the G, dog. The kids are splitting the G.
What the hell does that mean?
You haven't seen this? They're splitting the G. So you know how they have the Guinness on every glass. When you get a Guinness, it has to be poured in that glass.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're taking the G, and then after they take a couple swigs, and then but it's got to be in one swoop.
Okay.
And then you got to split the G.
That's how to drink it?
It's a thing that they're doing.
Okay.
So it's becoming popular because on social media platforms, okay, people are going to bars and they're drinking it and they're trying to split that G every time.
It's a trick then.
It's a trend.
But it's like a thing to do.
Yes.
Like a shot ski.
No,
I'm saying, but like it's like when shot skis were big. Like the idea of like taking trying to take a drink and trying to hit that middle spot.
Yeah. So now we got to, that's
a thing to do.
That's a thing to do.
Yeah.
They're splitting the G.
As opposed to conversing with the person you're at the bar with.
Well, they got to knock it back and then they converse.
Got it.
Okay.
Anyway.
I have been, because I don't do it enough. By do it enough, I think I've done it twice. I've never split the G, guys.
I don't really drink Guinness, so
I always go a little too far.
I'm not a huge fan of that heavy.
It's not
very
heavy.
malty. Well, I think it's very malty, and again, I don't drink a lot of beer, and you know this.
Mm-hmm.
So like I prefer a very light beer. So like it's a High Life.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Peroni. It's
Chris Peroni today. 60 degrees.
It is 60 degrees.
Guys.
I like how like in Chicago it's 60 degrees and like I'm wearing a t-shirt. Like
I'm about to rip my shirt off and walk down the street.
Please don't.
Right? It's gonna be great.
I don't have to bail you out of jail.
Just run down the street with a Peroni to go and split that G.
So like that's my choice. Like so I don't drink Guinness. I have, but it's not my favorite. So I will not be splitting the G.
But that's been a thing. So they're thinking that Guinness is going to continue to go, and I'm assuming because of splitting the G.
I don't know if that. I think that's just them grasping at straws to try to increase sales. We're in the middle of, or about to be, one of the biggest holidays for Guinness, so they're going to make their money for the year, and then we'll be waiting for next year.
Strap in, babe.
You know, there's going to be a lot of throw up in the streets.
People are going to be splitting that G.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, everybody, this is your
friendly
reminder. I hope you ordered your Guinness and your JMO. All right, everybody? Order your Guinness and your JMO. If not, by the time you see this or hear this, it's probably too late.
Yeah. And friendly reminder, if you're going to go out and get plastered, which you should on St. Patrick's Day, more power to you.
Have you been out for St. Patrick's Day ever?
Maybe once.
I've been out one time.
Maybe once in my life.
I've been out one time. It was a fun time.
It's overwhelming.
But I won't. I don't. It's not my thing.
If you're going out drinking, make sure you stop at one of our establishments. We'd appreciate it. However, stay hydrated. Like, don't just drink. Don't just drink all day. Like,
you don't need to do that.
Get a Gatorade. Get one of those IV things.
Also, you know what saved us?
What?
We also didn't start at 8 a.m.
No.
I think we started at like 11.
The places were packed.
Yeah, and then we went back and we all took a nap.
Yeah.
And then we went out at night.
A little siesta.
And it was great. for some reason I was off on St. Patrick's Day.
This is probably I would say back home, Boston, big Irish Catholic community. But I would say that this city is like, they go balls to the walls.
It's
I don't know if there are many other cities that do this.
They don't.
We dye the river green. We fish out the dead bodies that we've accumulated over the year. You know, a big old to do there. It's a thing. It's a big hoopla. But going back to Guinness, I don't know. Whatever. Guinness is Guinness. People like it. People don't like it. Is it making a comeback? I don't know. It's not like the Twinkie.
I think I'm going to drink a Guinness today.
More power to you. There you go. Have a Peroni after it.
No, you got to go the other way around, I think.
You got to go to Peroni, then Guinness.
Yeah. Time to wrap it up. Oh, no, we can't. We got to wait. We got one more thing.
What do we got?
We got our 86 for the week.
We do. It's me.
It's you this week.
I know, and I'm spicy, so this is gonna be rough for those.
I'm curious. So the way we kind of do things is we just switch off guys. Obviously, who has 86, but we generally don't know what.
Until it happens.
Until it happens. So, what are we? Or why should I say? What are you? 86.
You'll agree with me though.
Okay, hit me.
So we've been pretty active in the gym.
Yes.
Okay. We started this new year, new us. Tastes great, less filling kind of thing. And two things. I'm going to stick two things today. Number one, fucking re-rack your weights.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not just the dumbbells. Okay? Don't leave them on the floor because I've tripped on them. I'm not paying attention. And shame on me for not paying attention, but fucking shame on you for fucking leaving your goddamn weights on the floor. Second, if you're on a machine, right? So the chest press, the chest, or if you're on the squat rack, whatever,
any type of
anything,
wired machine,
even the ones that are in the different section that like it's not free weights, but it's the one that you click.
Yeah.
Put it back to zero. Someone maybe not paying attention. That's an extra. Number one, it's an extra exercise for you. Put the weights back. Put the fucking weights back. Okay. Put them back in an organized manner. The 10s go with the 10s, the 15s go with the 15, the 5 goes with the 5, the 25 goes with the 25, and so forth and so on. You could do math. Put them back. Okay, it's fucking rude. It's obnoxious. Because now I got to go fucking looking for all the weights. And then I have to spend the first 5 minutes of my workout is putting your weights that you used off it to then do the weights that I want. Very inconsiderate.
Correct.
I'm
here with you.
You're not the most important person in the world.
I'm here with you. And we're still early on in our journey. And I'm also... No, carry on.
No, go ahead.
No. Keep going.
Okay. Second, you're sweating all over everything, which do you because you should be. Fucking wipe down the goddamn fucking machine, filthy animal.
I hate.
Especially if you're on an elliptical or you're on the treadmill.
Still wipe it down, dog.
Yes, but I'm saying, but you really only have to worry about like the handles, right? But if your fucking ass has been on a bike, if you've been on the bench and your back and your fucking swass is all up on it, right? We all know when you get up and you got fucking moisture all over the fucking seat, right? Wipe it down, please. It's just rude. Like nobody wants to be sitting in your filth. They don't.
I'm with you.
I'm not saying you need to wipe down the dumbbell because I don't wipe down the dumbbells, right? If I just put them back, right? I'm also not licking my fingers after I work out. So, but just be courteous. Like this is, this is how diseases, and not disease, it's how illness spreads.
Yeah, man.
Right?
But it's also like
your pores are all open. Anything can get in, right? I'm just saying you are now, your pores are all open, you're sweating, right? This is exactly what the germs want.
I also think that these are people that have not worked in the hospitality industry.
Pray tell.
Pray tell.
Tell me why.
Oh my God, what does it mean? Because we wipe shit down. We're constantly, especially as cooks, right? You're constantly
washing your hands and everything.
Washing your hands. You're wiping down your knife. You're wiping down your cutting board. You're wiping you're sweeping your It's constantly a thing that we're
cleaning.
We're cleaning, right?
Yeah.
You also got to think like these people just like work in an office, let's say, right?
Sure.
And they're the ones with the crusty keyboard. Their mouse is oily. You know what I'm talking about?
You ever taken a toothpick to someone's mouse? Huh? You know what I'm talking about? And get like that brown film.
And they have like their screen is dusty.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then their keyboard is
full of crumbs too. They've been eating on it.
Yeah. Like, have you ever knocked off a keyboard?
We don't. We clean ours at work and we like air dust it and blow it out. And then we have
everybody makes fun of me. I got mine.
We have disinfecting wipes that we're constantly wiping everything down. We wipe down some people with it too, but we're constantly.
One of the general managers, her thing is like after your shift,
you wipe down.
You wipe down your POS that you were viewing. Like at the shift change, you are wiping down the POS.
Yeah.
and everything in that area. Like you just take a table turner and just go to town.
Yeah, we made it easy, and the gym makes it easy too. They already give you pre-moistened, perforated.
You got to grab 2. I grabbed 2.
Sure, because they're the size of a fucking
They're so small.
goddamn Post-it. Jesus, I thought toilet paper was bad. You get like a little 1 inch by 1 inch to wipe down a machine.
But I think that these people have not worked in the hospitality industry.
Either way, you're in public in a gym, and it clearly says, "Please wipe down the machine." So please fucking wipe down the machine. Okay.
I'm here for it.
And I don't care how big you are. I don't care. You can fucking bop me in the head with a 900-pound weight.
It's also always like the big.
No, it's everybody. It's everybody.
It's always like those big.
But
dudes.
it's all of them. It's the old, the new, the young, the whatever. First timer has been there forever. Just fucking. It's not your gym. If it's your gym at your house, then you don't have to wipe it down. Everybody else wants to use the machine, and if you're the person that's in some massive rush that like I want to get on the bench right after you, then okay, I'm gonna try to wipe it down. But I've been at times.
There are those people that are like, no, it's fine.
And I'm just, whatever. I'm not gonna wipe it down. But yeah, that's my thing. It's just like.
It's common.
Going to the gym isn't already the best. Like I'll do it, and I enjoy.
Also, the new one that I'm going to, this. How my
it's the one that I go to.
No, you go to another one.
What new one do you go to now?
No, I go to the one. You don't go to that one because it's not 24.
I still go to. I went to that one today.
Okay, it smells.
I don't. It
smells.
We
like
had this
foot,
discussion.
Like it smells
like feet. Number one.
No,
not a foot.
It smells like in between a fucking flip flop, dog. The thing that goes between your toe. It's disgusting.
I was telling. So Christo goes to the gym later in the evening, like 8 or 9. I go like my clockwork. I'm up at 4:30. I'm usually
Bakers, guys.
Getting out of bed at 4:45. Waking up my dog who's pissed because it's not even 5 o'clock yet. I get ready. I walk them. Go to the gym. They're cleaning, or they have just started cleaning, so it doesn't smell. I don't. Yeah, and it's empty. I prefer like nothing worse than you're working out, right, and you're like sweating, and then this like now you have like this peripheral body heat coming this way, and some people just wake up and go to the gym, right? They barely have brushed their teeth, like they don't put deodorant on. They've just gotten out of bed. They probably slept in what they're going to work out in.
No.
Some people do. Some people will wear, like, you think they're changing their underwear before they go to the gym? You think so?
I don't know, man. This is what I'm talking about. People are fucking gross.
I'm just saying,
and then everybody looks at me like I'm the weird one.
Because you're the extreme.
I use hand sanitizer. Yeah. I wipe down my computer.
Yeah. Well, you're a germaphobe.
No, I don't. When things are crusty, sometimes you just need a wipe.
Sure. I'm not, but like,
okay.
You're going into like Christo has this, which I get, but it just is what it is. At the gym that we go to, the locker room is carpeted.
It's disgusting. Why is it carpeted?
But a lot of them are carpeted.
Why is it carpeted?
A lot of them are carpeted.
Why though?
I don't know. When you walk out of the sauna, it's just soaking up that moisture.
Black mold. Black fucking mold. Black mold.
This carpet in the sauna.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
I was going to say I haven't gone in this one.
The sauna's good.
Yeah.
Again, but you're probably not going to like it because there is a little odor in there because people are sweating in there.
Can we just get a little, like we have it in our bathroom? A little.
They're not going to put that in there,
right?
They're going to put no fucking
every
lavender.
30 minutes. Lavender would be great.
I know, but you're not. Number one,
just get a lavender plant.
People shouldn't
just throw it in there.
If anything, it'd be eucalyptus. But
either way, I don't care. Just get something in there. It stinks, bro.
So the gym doesn't stink when I go in the morning because they're literally Febrezing and they're Swiffering and they're doing all the stuff that they're doing, wiping down the machines. Like when I get in, there's like 4 cleaning people. So every machine has been wiped down. I don't run into the issue. But you go in when there's like every machine is taken. Because the other day I went to go work out at night because I didn't go in the morning.
Yes, I went later though when it
I know, but I went at 6:30.
You went at prime fucking
and
time.
Every goddamn
people getting
machine
off the fucking brown line.
Like people were getting bloody noses for fighting for the goddamn elliptical. I was like, guys, Jesus. But yeah, I'd be curious to see if people are morning or workout. I can't. I will go work out at night if I have to. Like that is not like at the end of the day. I'm tired. I've been on my feet all day. I'm mentally exhausted dealing with all of you. And it's
a treat.
Yeah. Okay. You're like fusion. You're like not hitting the middle on the G.
Because I always go a little too far.
You're a little too far. But yeah, if you go, I'd be curious. Like, do people go to the gym in the morning or at night? And does your gym smell? Apparently, the one that I go to smells in the evening and not in the morning.
Fucking crusty, dude.
Yeah. I don't know why you don't go to the gym in the morning.
We've already had this conversation.
Yeah, because you have to like wake up and like I don't know. You have to do this.
No, because I'm not going to make it to work in time.
What do you mean? I'm at the gym at 5:15.
Yes.
I work out for an hour, hour and a half. I go home, I shower. I'm still at work by 8. No one's requiring you to be at work before 8.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm just saying.
this has been another exhilarating afternoon.
Yeah, we're filming this late today.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much.
You want to tell them where they can find us?
It's been another Chef May I Call podcast.
Original.
Yeah. Christo and Tex.
Are we on season 2?
I don't even know. We're on this is episode 20.
I know, but when did we start?
I don't know. It's all a blur.
It's coming close. We're almost on season 2.
Yeah. So get excited, everybody.
Yeah. I don't know if we've been what do they call it? If we've been picked up yet for season 2. We haven't decided.
We don't know.
We don't know if the network is taking us.
Want to thank you guys very much. Thank you guys for listening. You guys can follow us on Chef May I Call Podcast on all social media platforms and email us at chefmayicallpodcast@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, 5 stars, whatever you guys got to do. Or watch us on YouTube too. 2 for 1.
We're paying people now for followings. We're not, but
We're not.
we can say that. We can say anything now on fucking and be fake and whatever.
Oh God! Thank you guys.
Thanks.